Hiya crafters, Amy here with amyswares, and I was wondering, do you have some meh card panels? Well, let's turn them into some cards. So here I shopped my panel chocolate box, which had a bunch of stuff that was kind of previously made, and I made these couple of cards here today, and I'm going to show you how I did it. They came together quickly. I did have some of the components ready to go, so that saved on time, but ultimately I was able to use stuff on hand, which is always a good feeling. So these are some kind of roll-off pages from some recent gel plate panels. There's my snacks. Sorry, I had to show you. I'm such a nerd. Haha, you see what I did there? They're gummy nerds. Anyway, back to the card. I'll try and focus. Anyway, I have some panels here, and I turned them into two different cards here. So I showed you some other panels that I did end up using on another video, so watch for that. But on this one, I just used this one roll-off sheet. So this is kind of a half a piece of 80-pound Nina Classic Crest cardstock. I was doing some little gel plate pulls, and I was cleaning off my brayer. And as you can see on its own, it's kind of meh. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great. Certainly not enough on its own. So if you have scraps like that, or maybe panels that just didn't turn out that great, maybe consider pulling out some stamps and stamping all over them and turning them into a card. Now, this particular stamp is awesome. I relatively recently got it from a company called Craft Stash in the UK. Been a little obsessed with Lou Collins. I watch her videos. She has an awesome product line. But these are actually a stamp and die set. And on this video, I'm going to use the stamps. On a future video, I'm going to use the dies. So be sure to watch for that. I don't know what order I'll put them out in. But either way, I stamped all over this in my MISTI. And now I'm able to use this die and get two panels out of it. So it's a twofer. So not only is it starting its life as kind of a lame panel, but now it's going to be two pretty cards. So this is a torn edge rectangle die, also from Craft Stash. I will link everything in the video description box below, but I'm just going to use some mint tape and run this through my die cutting machine and cut this into two different panels. Now I just need to figure out how to finish the card. So these are actually storage boxes from Tailored Expressions, which are intended for her simple strips, which y'all know I have like a million of because I'm obsessed with. Now these particular strips are from Ellen Hudson, which you may know she has retired, but she does still have an Amazon storefront right now. I don't know how long the products will be available, and I'm guessing since she's retired, she's not going to replenish the stock. But if they're still available, I will link them below in the video description box. And if you do want them, I would get them while you can because they're not coming back. So you're probably wondering why I pulled out white ones. Well, you're about to see the magic. They're not really white. They're white heat embossed on white, and the reason I do that is because then I can custom color and have them match my project perfectly. So I'm just pouncing this Catherine Pooler ink color, the same one that I used for stamping, Juniper Mist, and just pounced it right onto the cardstock. And then you can wipe off the excess paint that's sitting on top of your embossing because it will resist it. Now I decided to not waste this ink on here. I grabbed a water brush pen and I'm in a brush, and I'm just going to kind of put some spatter over the one panel, the yellow one. I decided not to do it on the other one, and I wasn't having a lot come off, but it added a little bit to it. It distressed it a little bit, so either way, it didn't all go to waste. So that was the point of it. Now I'm going to wipe this up and then kind of put the components together to complete these two cards. So I'm just cleaning off, kind of brushing off that water brush pen, setting that stuff aside, and then I will put the pieces together. Now, on the yellow one, I decided to do the hang in there, and then on the green one, I decided to make it a happy birthday card. So something like this would be a really simple masculine card, or actually a card for anyone. But if you struggle with masculine cards, then don't discount florals in this way. I mean, leaves are plenty masculine if they need to be. And now this green one, I'm going to pop it up with my 2-inch foam tape. I have this big honkin' roll from scrapbook.com. I did get the 2-inch at one point because the 1-inch was out. So I'm steadily working through this massive roll, but it gives me some nice dimension for the back of this panel. And it is cut down smaller than A2 size, so it will have a nice white border. I did realize I got some schmutz. Honestly, it was probably Nerds candy. I probably brushed it across the front and put a little streak of candy on it. Yeah, I'm eating toddler candy and getting it all over my project. Smooth move, Aim, smooth move. Anyway, I put that down on the card base, and then I'm just going to attach this happy birthday onto the front of the card, and then the yellow one, I will just attach that down directly onto the card base. So now you're going to see my magnificent card bling. Now this is from Colorful Life Design. She relatively recently started carrying this in the shop. She keeps adding to the colors and killing me because I have to have them all, and they are gorgeous. So now I'm just flipping through to see which ones work best. I know I want to use the gorgeous satin navy with the one on the left, and then I was just kind of going in between the different yellows and greens to figure out which one I wanted to use for the one on the right. So I just have my liquid glue and my jewel picker tool. I'm going to put them down in odd numbers across the front of the card. And again, the yellow one's nice and flat. I believe the sentiment is popped up with a little bit of thin foam strips, but other than that, no dimension. And then there's dimension on the green one as that panel is popped off the card base. But very simple, came together quickly. I was able to use some meh backgrounds and pull together these two cards for my stash. So thank you so much for spending time with me. Be sure to check out these fabulous lady products, whether it's, you know, a Colorful Life Designs, a woman-owned business, or Lou Collins at Crafty Stash that support these women crafters. So thanks for spending time with me. I'll catch you next time. Bye.